All right, so today we are covering using IDX Broker widgets to enhance your niche website. Basically what that's going to mean is you have your one main website and you have IDX Broker on it, but you also have some very niche market websites, landing pages, whatever it may be, for specific condos, areas, specific buildings of any sort around a golf course community. All IDX Broker accounts have to reside, all the results and details pages must reside on the main domain that is set up with the IDX Broker account. That can get very expensive if you want to keep everything on that primary domain. So we kind of want to show you how you can utilize one IDX Broker account and post listings, integrate listings for that specific niche website landing page to draw your SEO there, your Google AdWords, your pay-per-clicks, your all your SEO with your domains, your trafficking, put them on that website. That's where you're going to spend the money at. It's going to save you a lot of money by doing one account and adding widgets to other accounts. For instance, if you had, let's say, 6 total websites that you want to have the MLS displayed on it, you want some listings on it, but to do a niche website is just for one specific market, one building, one area, whatever it may be. It's going to get very expensive if you start doing that for all individual accounts that you have. So let's say the example I'm going to have today has a total number of 6 websites. The cheapest IDX Broker account is IDX Broker Lite, which is $39.99, plus if there's any additional MLS fees. If you take $39.99 and multiply that out by 6, you're looking at $240 per month minimum. You got a one-time setup fee for your first account, add another $100 to that. For your first year, it's going to be quite a bit. You're looking at almost $3,000 a year for all these individual websites. So we want you guys to gain the most out of the IDX tools, which is going to be widgets. Showcase Widgets is going to be a predefined search for that specific community. You can actually embed it into any website that you want. So if you think of it as like a hub and a spoke, for instance, you're going to have your primary domain as the hub, right? That's smack in the center of your main domain. That's where you're going to capture all your leads. That's where you're going to drive all your traffic to, everything like that, manage all your clients from one spot. And then if you have all these niche websites, that's going to be your outer spoke. So for this particular one that I'm going to show you is going to be this very similar thing. You have all these niche websites for specific areas. The one I'm going to do is going to be up in Toronto. 2 things you can do. You can basically mask all of those niche websites to look really similar to your main website. So when your client actually goes to click at a results or a details of a property, they're not even going to tell that they really left it unless they watch that URL string. This one here is going to be exactly the same look. All they've done is change the color a little bit and the branding a little bit, but the overall stylization is all going to be there. So the one that we're going to look at is called Desai Realty. A showcase widget he has on all over the place. Now he has all these different predefined searches that you can go check out. This is all off of his primary domain. Now, he created some niche websites for some specific areas that he also wanted to drive traffic to. Probably has some good pay-per-clicks. QueenWestLofts.com. Created all these. You can see the design and everything's still the same. Contact is all there. All of these here are the individual pages on these specific websites. So this all is going to stay and reside on his domain. But in order to make the most out of the IDX Broker and have listings displayed without getting too expensive, he's created a predefined search for all Queen West Lofts and embedded that script right here. So it's going to pull over all the most recent listings within the MLS. So he's done that with 5 additional websites. We've got Queen West, East Lofts, Annex Lofts, Uptown Lofts, and then the last one is North York Lofts. So you can see if you go through these, they're all very similar in design and style. But if you take a look, all of these listings are all going to be the same, so it's a predefined search, which I'll show you how to create those predefined searches in just a little bit. But basically, what your main thing is, if you have individual accounts for every website that you have a different login for every single one. So when you have leads come in, you got to figure out and remember where they came from that specific account. Which account do I log into to go manage that specific lead? With IDX Broker on the control panel, when you capture that lead, you can see the referring URL and see where they came from. So you'll be able to track and analyze if it came from any specific URL that you already have created. So you can tell if they've come from, Queens West Lofts, or if they came right directly from Desai Realty. You'll be able to manage and track those leads, and you'll be able to see what day they're looking at this particular property, what page it was on, but you'll also be able to tell where the referring URL is. So you can see where these guys came from. So if you've got any of these niche websites, you're going to be able to see that they're looking at listings coming from that domain. When you create a widget, you can have it open up in a new tab, or you can have it so that that tab or that page that they're on, it'll open up that one in a specific new screen. Sometimes when you're doing these types of markets, it actually is a little bit better to open up in a new tab so they can go back to the other tab where they were already at and click on the next property that way. Two separate ways you can do it, just depending on your preferences. So you can always track and see where they're coming from. Any property updates that are done, you can see what goes out. You'll be able to see if they're clicking on any of those properties, how many properties went out as well. You can also take a look and see all the properties that got sent out inside that one. It looks like somebody was in here messing around, got rid of our wrapper. I'm not going to worry about that too much right now. So the main thing is we want to make sure that you can tell when you're in your central account, you can tell where all of your other clients are coming from. So what we want to do is we want to kind of show you how this is going to work out. How do you create these widgets? They're pretty easy to do. We're going to go into our account, and we want to go create a widget inside here. So we're going to go to Designs, we'll go to Widgets, and we'll create. So there's a couple of different types of widgets that you can use: Slideshow, Showcase, and Carousel. Slideshow is going to be one property listing at a time and kind of slide right through it one at a time. So if you've got 30 of them on there, it's going to take quite a while to circle back around. You've also got the Showcase that you can display. That one there, you can display up to 100 listings at one time. You'll just have to scroll down the screen, obviously, but it's going to show them all as thumbnails. You will choose how many wide, how many rows and columns that you want. Or if you select it as responsive, you can just set the maximum number, and no matter what page it goes on, if it's a smaller page, a larger page, it will set it to displaying either 3 wide, 4 wide, whatever's going to fit the screen correctly, and then however long it needs to go. The other one is going to be a carousel widget. Carousel widget is going to be just one row and then 2 arrows on the sides where you can cycle through either 3, 4, 5, 6 listings at a time and displaying kind of a small thumbnail on there. Another thing that you can do on these niche websites is, instead of displaying the properties, you can allow your client to search. You can actually create a quick search widget and embed that in there as well. So what I've done is, this particular account is for jefftrue.com. Where I'm going to embed it is going to be over on our demo account, which is ptdemo.idxbroker.com. So I'll show you how to watch for the URL structure, just so you can see when it's doing it, how it's doing it. But and I think the 2 themes that I'm using are pretty similar in colors and whatnot, so it'll kind of show an example of that. So if we go into Showcase, we're going to select our properties to feature. So you got a couple of different options. If you're doing an individual agent website, you can show all of their featured listings on their website, and then once they click on it, it will go back to the main broker's website. Or if this is going to be just purely a niche website for a specific building, area, condo, whatever it may be. The best one to typically do on this is going to be the custom search, which is going to allow us to choose what kind of a search page we want to use. Advanced search, basic search, email address, usually map search is in there, but I must have it disabled out of there. and listing ID. So listing ID, you can choose a specific up to 25 listings. So if you know the individual listing ID, you can do that. Advanced search is going to use all the advanced search filters for whichever area you want to do it in. So you can create them by schools, you can create them by lofts in a certain area, condos in a certain area, specific buildings. You can really narrow it down as much as you want. Great one too is any bank-owned homes. You can create if somebody's looking to flip houses or whatnot, you got bank-owned homes, create a specific landing page or website just for that. You got your bank-owned ones that you can do right there. We're going to keep this one pretty basic for mine. My example, we'll do it out of our city, just so we can make sure, and we're going to be pulling up quite a bit of results. Minimum price 200, maximum price 800. That's my default, so it's always going to be there. If you want to change that, all you got to do is remove them, and it'll pull them all property listings up there. You have the ability to choose the results per page. When we're doing a widget, it's going to be a little bit different because we'll choose that a little bit later. Max days listed, so if you want to do one for some specific newer listings, like maximum days listed 5, so only to show the 5 current listings. I highly recommend that you do responsive widget design. It's going to allow for you to embed it onto any website, and no matter what the container is, if it's 500 pixels, 900 pixels, it's going to fit that container correctly. If you choose and do no, it's going to make you choose the width, number of column, number of rows, where it might, might overlap some of your other content. It might go into the sidebar if it's on on the right-hand side, left-hand side, just depending on how much room you have. If you throw it in responsive, it will fit that container. You can choose the number of columns wide that you want to do, if you want to keep it at 2, 3, or 4. Most of the pages that we build are going to be good to fit about 4 wide. And then you're going to choose the maximum number of listings. So here's your option that you can change to open up in a new window, or you can keep it on that same one. So for this example, I'm going to open it up in a new window. All right, we'll name it, and we're going to build our widget. So we've got 2 different options. So if you want to make sure that you're pulling up some results, let's go take a look at it. So we're going to do preview widget. So another option to do is either grab the script right here, copy it. I'm going to get rid of mine. We're going to go to preview widget, so we can make sure that we're pulling in some listings. So as we can see, I set it to be 4 wide. So we're pulling in all of our listings here, and it's going to be able to scroll. So once all these load. And then on the bottom of every preview widget that you do, whether it's a slideshow, carousel, or a showcase, we're going to have the widget code always available down here at the bottom. So what we can do is, if we want to grab this one here, copy, it's going to be the same one if you grab it on the other one. So you'll see all those listings are available. I'm going to go back into, so this is the account for our demo account, which is ptdemo.idxbroker.com. We're going to go into our pages. So I've already created just the landing page is all, which is niche website or niche site test. So we're going to go into this one here. Now keep in mind, so we're using the script for this. Most commonly is where you're going to see people adding content is on the visual tab. Now if you add this to the visual tab, it's not going to work. You got to add it into the text, but you can add any information. Okay, but if you want, so you can put all your content, your images, everything right here. Then you got to go into your editor, and then we're going to paste the script that we generated. And when you go back to visual, it's actually not going to show this. It's not going to look like there's anything there. So keep that in mind. When you think it disappeared, it did not disappear. It is still there. I'll throw this in the middle just so we can make sure and see it. All right. So what we'll do is we'll update this page. So it's going to push it live. All right. So we will go preview this one here. Okay, so this is my website here. This is on ptdemo.idxbroker. This is just in the preview, so it is showing a very long URL. I don't have it added anywhere, which I can definitely do. But for now, so you can see it's got all the content for IDX Broker on this landing page, or the pages that were here, and then our widget is on here. So if we go and click one of these, it's going to take and move us over to the domain that's registered with us. So let's pretend that this is the niche site for this house in Eugene, Oregon. So when we click on it, if you take a look at the detail of the URL, it went from jefftrue.idxbroker.com and then the detail string. So this is actually now over on Example Realty. It's not on IDX Broker anymore. So like I said, it is pretty similar, but if you didn't know to catch or watch for that, sometimes clients won't even know. This is where I would want to capture all my leads. I can see where the referring URL is, any individual properties that they're looking at. It will all be available to be done. So it's very easy to add that script anywhere that you want. You can add it on as many domains. Just keep in mind all results, all details pages must reside on that main domain registered with the IDX Broker account. All right, it looks like we got a question coming in maybe. So it says, do you copy script to a page in a separate site to be used? So whatever website that is, you can throw it on the front page of that site, whatever it is. You'll copy that script that we went and created from that widget, and you'll embed it into the front page of that website. So if you want to create a landing page, just like this one right here, so queenslofts.com. So this is the front page of their website. This is the landing page that goes right directly to all the listings, but it's also got the information about Queens Lofts. He's got a map over here. You can take a look at any of the map, and then he's got his regular pages. So this is one specific landing page that is the front page. If you wanted to add them on specific community pages, you can definitely do that as well. So I got a question. When creating a new widget, can it also be made as a frame widget or only script widget? It's only going to be done as a script that you can copy when you create those widgets. So using a niche website with a related domain for an area, etc. Yeah, so basically, that's exactly what this guy has done. So he's up here in Queens Lofts, East Lofts. Those are all going to be in the similar areas, but different parts of the town in specific buildings. You've got individual condos, individual regular apartments. You could do some specific for rentals depending on your MLS, some specific for just condos, residential, farms. It could be anything. Yeah, you would be using a script from the main account. When you create that widget, I think that's what you're talking about. So when you create that widget, it's going to generate the script right here. This is the script that you're going to have for this particular widget. Every widget's going to have its own script that you'll grab and embed into that page wherever it may be. And also too, if you have some additional custom CSS, I forgot you can do it on the individual widgets on the level. You can pop that in there as well. Can you create multiple pages on a separate site by using main account scripts? Well, when you're creating multiple pages on a separate site, you can create as many pages as you want on an account. So you can go in, like for instance with this, I think this is what you're trying to ask. When you go to your pages, you've got all these individual pages that on here on this particular website, which is ptdemo.idxbroker.com. I can go and create as many new pages that I want for a specific community. Loft community in LA, whatever it may be. You can choose a specific part of the town. So this is going to be a specific landing page for this one here. So what I'll do, so you can tell here, it's got the URL structure, which is ptdemo.idxbroker.com/loft community in LA. You can name it anything you want. You'll go create a widget within IDX Broker. So my other one is going to be on jefftrue.com is where I would create that widget for LA. So design and create, go grab a carousel, properties to feature. Just for a quick one, let's just say, if I don't have LA on here, but like, let's see, I've got Miami. Okay, I can take and set my range. I'm doing all of Miami. Let's just say that this is LA, whatever it may be. We'll go generate this one here for my LA community, build our widget. And then so this particular script is going to be for that specific page that you just built. So you can have your LA community. And we'll go into our text section, drop it down below, add in our script, and then we can go preview it. So I created this specific page on ptdemo.com, but this one here is actually linking back to, oh, and there's no listings for this. I guess that's why you always want to make sure and preview your widget before you pull it in there. So typically what would happen is if these listings do show up in the carousel or whatnot, when you click on one of those properties, it's going to go back to jefftrue.com or jefftrue.idxbroker.com. So it will go back to that other one. So can we place as many scripts and many sites and pages that we want? Yes, you can go create as many widgets as you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Yeah, you can create as many widgets as you like, add them to as many pages, websites, whatever you want. Just keep in mind all those results and details pages will go back to the primary domain set up with the account. Is there any widget to download from WordPress and work with that? No, there's no widgets to download. If you do have a WordPress site and you're wanting to keep it on that specific domain, you can pull your widgets in from the API, but it has to be for this account on this domain. If you want to display those widgets on other domains, you can only copy the script and embed it. You can't actually pull it over via the API. Let's see, I know that your main search page for IDX Broker has to have a wrapper. Most times I've seen use the layout or the template is on. Can we design a wrapper page? With Platinum, you can create custom wrapper pages, absolutely. Good question here. Can a widget be posted or hosted, maybe posted, in Facebook page or other social sites? Widgets cannot be embedded into those, unfortunately. So how to use it via maps? Are you talking in regards to embedding a map somewhere, or are you looking to create a predefined search by a map? Let's see here. So let's kind of clarify a little bit how the map widget works. So the map widget is very domain specific. So you actually have to, when you create a map search widget, map search widget is something that's available only in Platinum, and it is domain specific. So it does have to reside on the primary domain somewhere. So you cannot take a map search widget and put it on, if it's a map widget for jefftrue.com, it cannot go to ptdemo.idxbroker.com. It cannot go to realestatearizona.com. It has to reside on a page, either the main page or a page on the primary domain, and you have to specify which page exactly it's going to be on. It is very picky to where you actually have to, so typically when you create a page, it's going to have, at the end of it, map search. Well, if it happens to have a slash at the very end of it, you actually have to have that on it. So keep that in mind. If you build a widget and you embed that widget somewhere and you're seeing that it's not coming up with anything, look for that little tiny slash at the very end, and it will not work unless it is there, if your actual domain has that. So on main front websites, I think that's what you're talking about, like the front page. Typically, our PT demo actually has that. If you want to take a look at that, ptdemo.idxbroker.com. So this very top here, you can see this is going to be the map that's going to be embedded in there. One thing to keep in mind is the map search widget is not going to be mobile responsive, so that one there, it will not shrink in as that screen goes in. It does struggle a little bit on a mobile phone with that map widget, unfortunately, but it is still functionable. You can always reach us at info@idxbroker.com, or you can give us a call at 800-421-9668. Thank you guys. Have a great day.